What's happening, everybody? My name is Scott Mendenhall. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to review the brand new tire from Float Life for the GT One Wheel. It is called the Enduro tire. It's already on the One Wheel, so I don't have it in my hand. We've had it for months. This is the first tire review where we didn't just slap on a tire, go ride a few miles, and then give your initial thoughts to it kind of deal. We've had this for over 100 and some miles. We've been riding it all over the place, on trails, on pavement, on gravel, on sand. We have a lot of thoughts on it, some of which you might be surprised with, some of which you've already heard other people talk about, so we're pretty stoked to get this one started. If you just got a warm up, you need to do this with your friends.
Look at my friend helping me.
All right, if you follow our podcast, which we do every Wednesday, we admitted to owning this tire before it was released. We had it in our possession and in our hands, and we never installed it. Life got busy, life got complicated. They're all excuses. We all got stuff like that, and we didn't put it on. I wore it on my head in the podcast as a crown of shame. Okay. Here's the thing. It's like, you can notice it's not on my one wheel. I haven't even, this is how tires are shipped. If you've never got a new tire, very rare. I think it's only from Hoosier where they come already pulled out, and that's because they're so thick, okay? But this is how they get shipped, and I haven't even pulled it out to do it. We haven't shot the video. We've been very, very busy with camps and all those things. After this, I will start to film so I can put it on and ride it. I totally wanted it for camp last week, so I cannot give you any review on it. However, it's in our possession. I've seen some videos out there on it. All things point to very, very good. Someone said they didn't like the look of it in a comment this week on our YouTube channel, that they didn't like how square it was. I was like, are you, what?
What?
Just pump that thing back up. Somebody's posted that they're riding at 30 PSI with this thing. I don't think that's where I like mine squishy on trails, so we're gonna give it a review. It is coming. Float Life, thank you for getting this to my home, my ex-home. Thank you. We're pretty stoked on this. We will have a review on it. I can't believe it's been already 2 weeks.
He is feeling the love. They are wondering why you have not put it on yet.
Because in the last 2 weeks, we have been super busy. Last week I worked 16-hour days. Well, we all did. 16-hour days.
It was a long week.
First thing Eddie says, first thing he would have done is put that tire on. What is wrong with you?
Something's wrong with me. That's how busy we have been.
Be wrong.
Okay, look, for the rest of the podcast, I'll just wear it as a shame hat.
Oh, wow.
God, that is a funny sight.
The helmet of shame right there. This is what you have to do. If you don't put the Enduro tire on, you have to do the whole podcast with it on your head. Okay.
You look very funny.
First thing I noticed when I ripped this tire off, we have no video of it because I had to get it on there quickly. The tires are so much lighter, or the weight comparison between the two, the stock tire and this tire, the Enduro tire, 9-day difference. You can feel it in the palm of your hands. It is drastically different. Secondly, the contrast between the stock tire and Enduro tire is the pliability, the softness, squishiness. So much more squishy, so much more pliable on the Enduro versus the stock tire. The stock tire is very hard. The sidewalls are very stiff. The Enduro tire, when you first touch it, it almost melts like butter. It is tighter or stronger than the Enduro tire for the XR. These tires ride very differently. This isn't a comparison between the XR Enduro tire and this. It is straight GT information for you. The other thing we notice is obviously the unique tread to the Enduro tire with the logos of Float Life on it. I love that look. It's very quiet on the streets. You don't even notice it. You do need to, however, in my opinion, bump up PSI when on streets versus trails. Some tires you can kind of just leave it and that's just fine. But this, if you want the most out of this tire in trails, deflate it down. Today, when you watch the video, I'm riding like 9 PSI, and it was awesome. It hugged all of the berms. When I dropped off things, I wasn't hitting the rim. I do recommend, and if you watched recently in the ORL Race for the Rails, and a lot of people are racing these on their GTs. There's a reason for that, but they're also putting the lifesavers on the GT's rims. Highly suggest that. Now let's get into the ride of this thing. It eats trails, okay? It eats trails. 8 PSI, like I said. Let me revisit the PSI situation. When you get on the street, 12, 13, 15 is a little too much. The 12 to 13 felt really nice. It still had a little bit of squish to it at 13, but not too much, and you could get a good bite. You could still hover around comfortably without feeling any danger of pushback or anything. 20 miles, 20 plus miles on the GT. Now let's get into the trails with it, okay? It eats trails for lunch. It hugs all of the berms, wooden or dirt. It just eats it up. Like, I felt like I was losing control, but the board was riding the set pattern of the trailer features, and I had to just go to the mercy of the board. It just, like, I'm gonna use the word intuitive. It's like the wheel is now intuitive to what you are riding. You're not just going over things, you're flowing through things and flowing over them. There was just a very great flowy feel to it. If you don't know what flowy means, when I ride my snowboard in the winter here in Minnesota, you know, we get a lot of snow and we snowboard half the year, it feels like. There's always a flow to snowboarding. You're looking for a good line, and then you're just trying to be in that flow stage. There's a good feel in riding in trails with this. Never once did I feel that it was too squirrely or too nimble. It's the Goldilocks of tires, in my opinion. Now, I've only rode on the GT, the stock tire, and I feel like that's an okay tire. I mean, I think that serves the masses very, very well, and I think that's kudos to ONEWHEEL to figure out what would serve the masses, from the extreme rider to your beginner rider. I think this opens up the door, honestly, for new riders to slap this on and get this sensation of a flow vibe, a vibe of what you're probably after if you're coming from snowboarding. So I highly recommend this tire. If you're on the fence about this, may this push you over. Pre-order it now. It will change your board. It will change your ride forever. And try it at every setting. I like flow in my settings profile. Even with this tire, flow just feels really, really nice, because it just adds to already my tire now wanting to flow in the lines, and so does the flow setting. I'm all about I want less effort, and this tire offers less effort when riding for sure. Foot fatigue seems to be eliminated on all surfaces. It's a great overall tire. When it comes to treaded tires, sometimes you sacrifice on street and you get a lot of noise on street. This, it seems eliminated in those things. I hope our review today helps you, and subscribe to the channel. We've got the brand new bangs from Float Life that we're gonna talk about on our next video. So subscribing to this channel and turning on the bell notification, you'll know when these drop. We're pretty stoked about these. How you get custom colors and this flat black. Oh yes, please. We're gonna talk about those. Are they lighter, heavier? What's the advantages and disadvantages of those? That's happening in another video later on this week. Probably we have the podcast every Wednesday at 2:30 Central Time. So give us a subscribe. We'd love to have you with us along the journey. If you have any other questions about the tire, drop them down in the comments. The people that know so much more than me, or if I learned a few things, we will let you know. We're also going to test the range. Are we losing range by switching the tire? That will be a big question. My hypothesis is no. I think if anything, this stays the same, or you're going to gain something, because it's a lighter tire. If you pump it all the way up, I think you should get a lot of miles and range out of the tire. But that's just a thought. I need to go test it before we can come back and say that's a conclusion, okay? I know some of you are trying to test it as well. Can't hear how your tests have gone. Thanks so much for watching with us. I hope you enjoyed the footage in the Northern Gauntlet trails. Oh my gosh, it's been a while since we've created a video, and we have lots of videos coming. Companies have sent us all summer products that we've been holding on to because we've been so busy. So we got so many things to drop for you to know about in the ONEWHEEL world. ONEWHEEL world? ONEWHEEL world. That's it. See you guys.